Are you looking for an embroidery gift for a friend that's going to wow them? Well, let's turn your embroidery into framed artwork. That's right, we're going to turn your masterpieces into framed artwork this holiday season. Want to learn how? Stay tuned. Welcome back, friends. I'm so glad you're sticking around. I'm Shannon, your embroidery gal, here from Gigi's Fabric Shop, home of Juki Junkies and Janome Junkies. And today's project is snow globes. We're framing these goodies for this holiday season, and these designs are brought to you by Designs by JuJu. We'll leave the link in the description below, and in her project, you actually get 4 snow globes, and we've actually stitched out 2 for you today. We'll break down this video for you in a few easy steps. The first one will cover the supplies needed for this project. Then we're going to head over to the Juki Tajima Sai and stitch this beautiful snow globe out. And then we're going to put it together in the frame, and then that's it. You've just completed a framed masterpiece that you may end up keeping yourself. Let's move in to supplies. So first thing is you want to head over to Designs by JuJu and make sure that you purchase the Yule Tide Bliss snow globe pattern. Now the best part is that you're going to get 4 patterns in this design, and they also come in 4 sizes each. We'll be stitching out an 8x8 today, and we're going to be stitching out this little gingerbread. For this project, I'm actually going to be using our Soft and Sheer Cutaway stabilizer. This is from Sulky. I like Cutaway because this project is going to be hung on the wall, and I think that this stabilizer is going to stand the test of time for this project. This is a very dense project, so my pick on the list is Cutaway. The next thing you'll want to do is grab a piece of fabric for the backing of the design. I like to choose something more neutral and really let my design pop out. It's got 16 colors, so you'll see here, I've just got a nice white blender for my project. And because I'm framing this project, which you don't have to, but I think it just adds a little bit of magic to your Christmas project, I just have a piece of white batting that I'm going to actually put behind the project. I'm choosing white because my fabric's white. Next up is I have an 8x8 frame because, like I said, I'm going to frame this beautiful project when it's all complete. So grab yourself an 8x8 frame if you want to frame your project. Next up on my list, and probably the most important, is our thread that we're going to be using in our project today, which is Glide 40 weight thread. We are sewing with 16 different colors, and I love this thread for the strength and the sheen. If you want to check out Glide 40 weight polyester thread, we'll drop the link in the description below. All right, last but not least are just a couple things that I always like to have on hand. So you know Best Press is my best friend. Haha, get it? Best Press. I use this to starch out my fabric just to make sure it's extra crisp for my design. And of course, grab those snips because we might need to cut a few of those thread tails. And last but not least, I will be sewing this project on my Mighty Hoop, which is a size 8x9, which is a perfect size for this design. Make sure that you print out your color chart for this project. I actually do this for all of my projects, but for this one, I'm actually going to be following all of her color cues that she has designated for each stop. I like this because her color selections are perfect for the gingerbread snow globe that we are making. You can see here I've got some numbers. My Juki Tajima Sai only has 8 needles, so you'll see here that I have my thread positions for each of my coordinating colors. I have it all marked and ready to go, so it's easy for me to swap out those threads when I need to. So make sure you get this printed out and pull your threads. And now we'll move on to hooping our project. All right, so I have my bottom brace open. I'm just gonna actually place my Cutaway stabilizer right on top of it. And I'm actually gonna use my backer on my hoop just to make sure that my stabilizer stays in place. And then I'm gonna lay my piece of white fabric that I've selected for this project, and I'm just gonna lay it right over my frame. Now I've used my Best Press starch to press this out with no wrinkles. And now I'm going to grab the top of the hoop and I'm just going to lay it down and clip it into place. And why I like magnetic hoops is because they make it so easy. Before we take this over to the embroidery machine, when we use our backers, we have to remove this. We don't want to stitch with the backer on. So now that we have this hooped, we can take this over to the machine. So I have my project loaded on my machine. I have all of my thread colors ready to go. Like I said, this is a pretty big design coming in at just over 36,000 stitches, but wait until you see when it's completed. The shading on this design is spectacular. So I have all my colors ready to go, and really all we need to do is start this, and I hope you enjoy the stitch out. My goodness, and look at how adorable this project is. I want you just to take a quick moment and look at all of the attention to detail with all of the layers of the thread colors. Folks, I use 16 different colors, and that's what gives it this texture and variegated thread look. It has dimension, and I don't know, who wouldn't want to be gifted one of these adorable snow globes? So who's ready to unhoop this little fella? And like I said, we're actually going to frame this project out. So I'm actually not going to totally trim away my stabilizer. I'm going to keep that intact because it's going to be in the frame. I'm going to grab my batting. So this is the batting that I said that we're going to use, which is white batting because my fabric is white. I'm going to go ahead and lay that and sort of sandwich the two together. And then usually what I do is I like to take the glass from my frame and center it right over the project. And you can see here, my project is going to fill the frame completely. I won't be using the glass in my actual frame. I'll show you that in just a minute, but I like to use the glass to help guide my cutting for the frame. All right, so we'll take off the X, and then all we have left is our adorable frame. Now, I'm not gonna actually use the glass. I'm gonna bring over my frame. I actually painted this. It was a different color, so it would match my project. I'm gonna remove the glass. I'm gonna flip this little guy over like so, and I'm gonna take our project and I'm just gonna lay it in like that, just like you would a picture frame. And then I'm gonna take the backing of the frame and I'm gonna put it in and snap her into place. So the reason why I like to use batting is it has more like a quilted effect, and it has a little bit more extra fill, which I like, and look at how adorable that is. So I don't actually use the glass on top because I really want everyone to be able to see the texture and the design. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did. The Juki Tajima Sai stitched these guys out effortlessly at 800 stitches per minute. This can be done in no time flat. If you're interested in learning more about the machine that we stitched her on, you can call me. I'm Shannon at 813-661-9000. Want to learn more about the Juki Tajima Sai? You can head on over to our website at JukiJunkies.com. And if that's not enough, I've got the top 10 reasons why I love this machine, and we'll throw that link in the description below. It's a quick YouTube video. So if you enjoyed this project, give us a like and consider subscribing. We drop YouTube videos every single week for you. Some of them are educational content and some of them are inspirational projects just like the one we did for you today. So if you plan on stitching out these snow globes, tag us at Juki Junkies on Facebook or Instagram. I want to see your work. So until then, be merry and stitch on. See you soon. Bye.